Right, so that's the review of this. Yeah, we're going to focus on the compact machine, but this is actually what it's based on. It's based on the Candy Grando AQUA1042D1, but it's just miniaturized. Literally, scaled down. It's actually manufactured so it can easily go into small places such as static caravans, motorhomes, and canal boats. Or this are classed as countertop machines still, so they can actually go on the kitchen worktop with sufficient plumbing in place, and it should make loading and unloading easier if it's, you know, up there rather than down here. But you'd be surprised. Typically unloading and loading is no more difficult than a standard machine, and that's simply because of how high the door is up here. The actual door seal is completely, if not slightly higher than the full-size machine, so you don't have to bend quite as far in to get your clothes out. That being said, you won't be putting that many in or taking many out. This only has a 4 kilogram load, but that is the biggest in its compact class, with its only actual rival, the Zanussi, having a 3 kilogram load. However, its instant downfall is the fact this has only a 1000 spin, whereas the Zanussi has a 1300 spin. Yeah, this is what we're going to compare this to, because that's its only rival. You can import a brand called Eudora, but it's so expensive and basic that it's actually not really worth comparing to. Well, it's not that easy to get hold of anyway. But we're simply having this and the Zanussi ZWC 1301 to compare it to. This is all we're going to compare it to today, and that's it. Anyway, I'll turn it off because that's obviously where we're going to start. So anyway, we're going to start with the fact it has a filter flap here down at the bottom. We have an accessible filter, unlike the Zanussi, so there's a pro. We've got a door seal which doesn't catch water, it all drains out, that's another pro. The drum size is actually, despite being 4 kilo, is pretty much the same as the Zanussi's. It uses plastic paddles now, but it is in fact bigger than the predecessor 3 kilogram machines that they used to make. It's definitely a good inch further back than what it used to be. But it hasn't compromised on the actual size of the machine, because this machine still stands at it's about 70 centimeters tall, 50 centimeters wide, and actually quite slim in comparison to the Zanussi, only being about 47 centimeters deep. If the depth of the space you're putting it in is quite small, then yeah, you're probably better off with this than the Zanussi. Right. So at the top here, we have our A+ Energy sticker there, which is better than Zanussi's A Energy. We both have an A Wash, but its downfall is definitely the spinning with its slow spin. So this really actually comes out with a C grade, while the Zanussi comes out with a B. Right. Turn it on. So we've got our selection of programs on the dial here. Just like the Zanussi, all the temperatures are on the dial. We have Cotton 90. Our 60 degree program is also our standard eco cycle. Our 40 degree cycle here is also our standard eco cycle. We have a 30 degree short wash. I know it's still relatively long, but yeah, it's the shorter cycle. We have mixed fabrics at 50 and 40, which are normal length, and then we have a short length mixed 30 degree cycle. We have a delicates program, which is actually made for acrylics. Then we've got our wool and hand wash cycle. Then we've got Eco Mix at 20 degrees. Now this is obviously in comparison to Zanussi's mixed 20 degree cycles, basically. It allows you to wash a full load, unlike Zanussi, which only allows to wash a half load. We've then got drain and spin. If you want spin, you can select any spin speed you want via the spin selection. While we're at it, we're going to show you the spin selection. It goes down in 100 RPM steps. If you select 0, it means drain only. If you select this on any of the cycles, the time will also drop quite dramatically, and it will just cancel all spinning in between the rinse cycles too. Pretty much a bonus there. We also have rinses and spin only. This is mixed fabrics rinses, 3 rinses followed by a short spin. We have a 14-minute wash, washes at 30 degrees. It allows you to wash 1 kilo of lightly soiled fabrics, which is quite a surprise. It means it actually washes just as much as the full-size machine. We have a 30-minute wash to wash 2 kilo of lightly soiled fabrics. That's half load in this machine, but again, weirdly, it washes exactly the same amount as the full-size machine. And then we have a 59-minute wash that washes at 40. Yeah, why 40? These used to be 60 degrees and now it's only 40. Of 2 kilogram of laundry, and it will receive an A wash result, believe it or not. But unlike the actual full-size machine, that's actually reduced. So yeah. Another thing just to go through, so cottons will take a full load, mix will take a half load, delicates will take a 1.5 kilogram load, wool will take a 1 kilogram load, and eco mix still takes a full load, which is quite surprising really, like I said before. Right, options. We only have 2. We've got cold wash, which if you select 60 degrees, the time will go up. It's the only program that goes up with cold wash, and it's simply because of the fact it's no longer running the eco program. It will run a normal 60 degrees cycle. So instead of doing 2 rinses, it will do 3, bizarrely. And then we have allergy care, which will add on 2 rinses to any cycle, basically taking up the number to 5, unless you've got a half load on the cotton cycle, in which case it will do 4. And actually on the mixed cycle, it just simply increases how much water there is, but doesn't add any more rinses. Pretty cool. Allergy care is there for people with sensitive skin or allergies. One thing we also have is delay start. Now, we can delay it up to 24 hours in 1 hour steps. Unlike the Zanussi, which we had delay start, but we can only have 8, 4 and 2 hours. Again, with the variable spin on the Zanussi, it's sort of preset, and it's a little bit confusing on that because you have to set it to, say, 1300 RPM to get 900 RPM max spin on the mixed fabrics. There we go. Right. That's the downside to this machine, is how long the cycles are. They are really long. But don't fret too much, because this has a 4-way load sensor. So this has a kg mode, although it's not written on. So on the cotton cycles, it will sense up to 4 different loads, and on mix, it will sense up to 2 different size loads. How neat's that? On the cotton cycles, it will also delete a rinse if it's half load or less, and completely adjust the time for the wash altogether. Smart. Anyway, we'll put something in now, shall we? Okay, so we're going to wash my onesie. So we open the door here, there's a handle behind here, and it's more like a rocker like that. So at the bottom it doesn't move, but at the top you press there. Doesn't move there, moves there. And pull. Now sometimes it can be a little bit stiff to open this because of how the door latch is designed. So we've got 2 pins there, because we've got a pin there and a pin there. That turns it on. That just simply latches it and locks it. So I'm going to put this onesie in. There we go. There's a nice positive click when you close the door there, which I do like. Yeah, so I'm going to open the detergent drawer and you will find just 2 compartments. Right, so the left-hand side is for your powder detergents go in for the main wash. There's no pre-wash compartment, saying that there's no pre-wash cycle on this either. And our fabric softener goes on the right up to maximum. So I'm going to set 40 degrees, 3 hours. I'm not going to change the spin. Start, no options. So the door's locked. There's a little tiny lock icon there to say that it's locked. So during the first 10 to 20 minutes of this cycle, the machine will detect the load size. Sometimes the time will drop within the first 5 minutes and may go back up again. This is normal. Hi. What was he saying?
Why not eat scrambled eggs, Daddy?
You should eat scrambled egg.
Why are you not eating scrambled eggs, Daddy?
Yeah. It is. Right, out of 10 then. Well, it's going to get 1 less than the Zanussi. Because the Zanussi is more flexible. Albeit that the Zanussi doesn't offer a time display. There are swings and roundabouts between the Candy and the Zanussi. The Candy underneath does seem better built. It doesn't have shock absorbers like the Zanussi, which means it actually is better suited to things like boats and canal boats, etc., which should make it more reliable and a lot more stable. Build-wise, it's probably about... It is actually probably a bit better than the Zanussi, and so for the extra £100, yeah, you are probably spending more money in terms of that build quality. The downside, though, is the lack of choice within programs, for example, and the long wash times. Standard cotton programs on the Zanussi are only 2 hours long, and you have the ability to either save 10-15 minutes or cut it down to like about 1 hour 15 if you want for like a 60-degree cycle. But this, you can't. Yes, it's got algae care, but then so has Zanussi's got super rinse. It has a cold wash function, but then most people don't normally use a cold wash function. Although saying that, if you're using it on a canal boat, it probably might be useful to save on electricity if you're running from your engine or a generator. Bit of a tough one. The time delay, a lot more flexible on the Candy, but I don't know. That's why I'm giving it 8 out of 10. It's just, I'm not quite sure whether £100 more justifies the price. Had Candy built this and priced it exactly the same as the Zanussi, then you really are splitting hairs. But this time around, I think the Zanussi kind of wins. The Zanussi also tends to be on offer a lot more, so the prices for that can come down quite a lot. Whereas the Candies tend to stay the same. Don't know, I think the Candy actually looks better too. Tough one.